have to pay Kiser or have Kiser get view counts. He's got 342 watching now. Yeah, tell the folks to come over here and watch it for free.
Oh, look. Well, nothing on the $5,000 goal. But I think that was that parody one that we heard about.
The parody one, his folks said.
All right,
come on,
here's
man.
The one
Be honest.
Was $5,000, and
yeah, I now have a video going that's called Sniping Finkel, Sniping Kiser.
I can figure out how to do this here. There we go.
Let me see how that looks on your channel. I'm going to go to BoobTube from this window.
But yeah, I'm going to also ask him tomorrow, why have you been telling your clients to go do this and this? Why did you tell your clients to break a legal trespass against them to serve a piece of paper that is not legal documentation? I thought that was, a little concerning that they said that. Yeah. And Trace Investigatory Jones 199 says, Chrissy can't even spell integrity.
It's funny, there was
I'd agree with that.
A similar one
I'm
just
sure
before the $100 one. I was going to say, these guys, they're so cheap. And then the $100 one came up. I'm like, oops. Anybody know who Domestic Terror is? He gave Kiser $100. Actually, I think it turns out to be like 70.
I just found me my microphone. You can probably hear me. Yes, thank you.
It's just me.
5x5, brother.
JJ's voice just grates on me for some reason.
He's a teenage girl on helium. You know how you suck a helium balloon? Yeah, it's a grating voice.
During the arraignment hearing.
I
mean, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not either, but it's like I tell everybody this whenever it comes to anything with bond decisions, somebody getting their bond revoked if they're already out on a bond, that's actually at the judge's discretion. There's several factors that he looks at. He looks at their pretrial scores. He looks at their history. He looks at how many open cases they have. He'll look at
you're not right, Vegas. You're not right.
Whether or not he thinks that there's a good chance that he won't be back to court. So there's almost a checklist at a judge.
Hey, Muckster, do you see where it says David Finkel? It works at 9:40 p.m. in the chat.
Yeah.
Notice it's got like a link icon right above my hat. Yeah. That means I put it in your stream.
Okay.
I guess when people restream it and other people chat or whatever, we see it here.
Okay.
Who already was on bond for a couple of charges that caught, I don't know, 8 new charges. Could part of the new bond conditions or for the bond conditions for the new charge, even though none of them have anything to do with narcotics, is it unheard of in Kentucky to have bond conditions which involve random piss tests for intoxicants?
No, that's actually not uncommon at all. Actually, it's one of the standard bond decisions. No further violations of the law. I mean that's actually number one. Submit to random drug testing as required by the courts. No drugs or alcohol. Depending on if it's a violent offense, no weapons, dangerous instruments, and the list goes on and on and on.
Okay.
So yeah, which I don't know what his bond says. Hell, like I said, I didn't.
Yeah. I know. I was just some things that were running around up here compared to, like I said, how he was 40 minutes after being released from custody. He was, like I said, he was very obviously physically and chemically intoxicated.
Yeah, I mean it's not uncommon, and I speak for a lot of Meade County people who come to court. If the judge has reasonable suspicion that you're under the influence or have been or you are currently using drugs or alcohol, before he makes a decision or he lets you leave his courtroom, he'll make you submit to a drug test right there. So no, that's not uncommon. I don't, I just try to send this shout out.
He's been taking laughing lessons from Will.
Notice that.
And I hope Amber isn't listening, but TL, you're flattering me.
You're gonna get us both in trouble.
I'm going to take a union break, Bell.
But yeah, like I said, I know that it was just a theoretical question I had. Captain Happy's got a wrench. I hate you. I hate you. No, I love the guy. He's a good dude. But yeah, of course, that's just Chrissy's take on it. Yeah, did Craig have court today by any chance? Oh, wait. Hey, tomorrow night, y'all, is Craigie's fundraiser. Our little farm boy has got Chili doing a fundraiser for him, that's when you know you've hit the very bottom of the frauding low. When you have Chili do a fundraiser for you for legal expenses.
What's like the punchline to Chili's fundraiser? Let's get radical. I mean, he's a nut job.
His is more like, all right, let's get me 70% of what I raised.
He's Chili, and if anybody takes his advice or listens to him, Chili's one of them people. He'll get somebody killed one day. I've heard some of his radical nonsense, and he's one of them. He wows me. I'm just like, I can't believe that people listen to this or take this advice, and one day this one ended in a shooting on the side of the road.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I hear y'all on the picture. It's just gonna take me a few minutes to get it into here where y'all can see it, because it was texted to me. So, but but he's trying to get $6,000.
I just back to what you just asked me a while ago about a bond decision and what a judge can do. I mean, I think Henry's a good example of that. I mean, he got bonded. He got bonded out of jail, and he was the judge put on his bond conditions for random drug testing, and well, he didn't agree with that, but nevertheless, he signed the bond saying that he agreed to that before he got out of jail. So.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, Marcus. Even if he had $10,000 in there, he would do it. But Miss Trixie, everybody, has been a member now for 2 months and says, if it was me, I would have stayed in jail until Wednesday's court date to see what happens. Side note, I've been with you longer than 2 months. I thought so, Miss Trixie. And we're glad that you are here. Hey, Victoria B. And I'm not going to be on much longer, baby. But, yeah. But yeah, actually, considering what happened with Honey Boo Boo's channel after Chili did that live stream for her channel, pretty much tanked, and she got demonetized. So yeah,
Who's Honey Boo Boo?
I hope it goes just as well for Craig. And Jack Attack 030 has been a member for 1 month now. And he says, can you send Judge video of Chris live stream? May force a drug test.
I'm gonna step in on that. And I mean, I guess in some cases judges like to hear evidence. They like for people to present stuff. But I think a lot of this, I'm even going to use them for an example, but let's date back to back in October, whenever people was at the clerk's office stating that they needed video to show a judge in Hardin County. A judge isn't going to take the time, not with a full busy docket. They're not going to take the time and watch an hour-long Facebook video.
No.
if it's a major problem or it's a persistent problem, if it's causing conflict somewhere, if it's causing somebody a lot of heartache, if there's a particular circumstance that deems it necessary, then the judge will hear it. And not that, I'm a big advocate, I'm really against drug use. So, if a judge did that, I'd be on their team, but, you're asking for a whole lot, if every time somebody acts suspicious or act like they're under the influence of drugs, I mean, hell, the courtroom would be full of drug monitoring companies piss testing everybody in the building. I mean, it's, sometimes you got to choose your battles.
That's true. And and I can understand everybody's insistence and persistence and when it comes to this is, a lot of people in here have been aware of, dumbwaiter and Tifahoe, before Meade County. And it's, and for a lot of people that hope and want the right thing and good things to happen to good people, it's very disheartening to see a couple of professional scumbags like this, a deadbeat piece of shit mother, a wife-beating piece of trash, both of them just grifting garbage.
A murdering piece of shit.
And just rip people off and slander them all over the internet.
You muted.
I didn't realize I was on mute. Would you just? I missed what you just said.
Oh, I just added a murdering piece of shit to his list of people.
Oh yes, good point.
Whatever affects you personally, it's very easy. Whenever you're keeping a close eye on it, whenever you know every detail, you know every movement, every sentence, every live stream, everything somebody's done. You've kept up with emails. You've done your homework. But then kind of put yourself in a judge's position or a prosecutor's position who might have 300 other cases of people like us that take things personal and is well involved in it. There's not enough time, there's not enough resources to keep up with every single detail. And they're gonna pick up on the big things. They're gonna hit on the stuff that mean the most. And I'm not trying to take anybody's side or play the devil's advocate. It's just it's the way it is. I mean, our court system, they're overworked. So
yeah, and the damn COVID didn't help matters any.
No, people don't realize. I mean, the court is still making up for the COVID time, trying to play catch up on trials and so on and so forth.
Trucker 70 CDL holder, an actual CDL holder, says, "Good night, Wrangler. Thank you and JJ for all you do."
Thank you, Trucker.
And Trucker 70, if it wasn't for all of you, I couldn't do what I do. And I thank you. But, like I said, it's, and I'll be honest with you, JJ, I never, until I started speaking to, I guess your constituents, your neighbors, a few months ago, I never took any of these idiots personally. I just made the content, exposed the bullshit and their logic, and moved on to the next one. But then I started talking to people from Meade County. And I guess, it became personal for me because of everything these people have had to go through. And then I started meeting other people from dumbwaiter's past, even his own family. And then I really started finding out what he really is. And, I would like to say that I'm really professional in all this. I really would. And on most of the idiots that we cover, I am. I'm not ashamed that I made dumbwaiter and Tifahoe and the people they victimize personal. I won't apologize for that. And I guarantee every one of you this. I got, just like with Rusty Pickron, I promise you, I have got lots more stamina than Dumbwaiter does.
And
Period.
And I agree with you on that. And we could go back to what you said, about taking something personal. I've said it from the beginning, and I'll say it now. I don't take any of that stuff personal, as in me. I take things more personal whenever you start attacking the people that's around me, people that I call a friend, people that I don't even call a friend, but I consider them an innocent victim. And I don't care if you want to attack me. I kind of got thick skin by now. I can just brush it off, and I sleep just fine at night. I can sit down while I'm being attacked and eat a bowl of ice cream. But you want to start dragging my kids into it. You want to start dragging my employees into stuff. You want to start screaming and hollering at people, that work in the clerk's office who, just trying to make a living and do their job. That's personal to me. As far as I'm concerned, say what you want, say what you will, but I can laugh about it and go on, because I know at the end of the day, you can say 1,000 things, but if you can't prove any of them, it don't mean shit to me.
I agree with you that 100%. And I know I make all right, Amethyst Jones, investigatory press pass holder. You go get some rest, darling, and we hope you feel better. And, I know I make, some subtle mentions to it throughout the day, in video here or there, or when we live. But I don't think that I've really ever gone into great detail or definition about, you were talking about, the person in the chat that was, flattering you. Every time everybody just shows up like they do night after night after night, or show up to every video I put out, even if they can't stand it, they watch it long enough to give it a thumbs up. But, y'all, I'm absolutely blessed. And because of that, is why
Oh, yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah.
taken down as we do, is because of y'all and y'all being here. And that gives me the energy to do it. It gives me the motivation to do it. And of course, everything that Moron said about what for me and JJ or these people is total horseshit. We done nothing illegal. JJ's done nothing illegal. JJ has every right to come up on here if he so chooses and voice his opinion. Why? Because he's a freaking American. And unlike him, JJ is an actual good man. And Cheshire Cat, everybody, for $2 says, good night, all. And have a drink if you mentioned pickles. Damn it.
Of course, it comes back to the blame game. I just cannot wait. And it's coming. I'm going to make sure that it comes. And we're going to have it on video. And I'm just looking forward to the day to where everything I've been blamed for, and I'm going to go all the way back to the Hardin County Tort video, to the hate group on Facebook, to shit, I don't even know at this point. I'd have to actually go through my binder and look. But I look so forward to seeing that blank distant stare and that lost look in so many people's face whenever they learn the truth and the reality, and it smacks them in the face like a ton of bricks.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
And that's what I'll tell you. That's one of the things that makes me the saddest, JJ, is with all the content that I've put out, with all the evidence and proof we've put out, showing that dude is not only everything I've claimed he is, but I put the video proof. You know, I for months I get these idiots running my email and in here and in comments saying, "Hey, he's not this, he's this, and this." But as soon as I put up the evidence, guess what? They run on to the next excuse.
Well, without giving too many good details away, you know, it's coming.
Yeah.
You know, it goes back to the very beginning. You know, I think I asked nicely. You know, if they can't stop, you want to keep spreading these lies and these rumors for this clickbait drama and all that kind of stuff. Keep spreading, keep clicking.
Yeah.
But
And what, you know, it reminds me of something that I do want to address that dipshit and his lot lizard life mate mentioned. And that was something along the lines that I'm getting all this illegal information from JJ. First of all, let me say that JJ has done not one thing to break the law in what we're doing here. And there's a lot of times I don't have the information to give you guys because for two reasons. One, because JJ can't give it to me. And two, because JJ is my friend. I know there are boundaries. I know there's things that he can and cannot tell me. And if it's something that he legally cannot tell me, I don't even bother asking.
By the way, a few days before he got banned for 7 days, he announced something, and JJ came on and said, "I wasn't supposed to release that yet." I don't remember the details of it, but yeah.
That is gained or ill gained. And I really wouldn't want it at something that would cause, you know, something to put a strain on the friendship I have with him.
well, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a lot of this stuff. I mean, it goes back to it. Don't you know? You can lay all the friendships, all the acquaintances, lay everything aside. Based on what I've seen that you've put out, and like I said, if I saw you put out something that I didn't think you should have put out, I'd pick up the phone and call you, and I would tell you. I mean, I would tell anybody that had the phone number too.
Yeah.
I don't know why he
goes
keeps
back
talking
to,
about
I'm trying
him.
to think of what day it was
putting-
last week. Like you posted.
He keeps saying that you put out. I thought it was Kimmy that put out all the time.
We see
Bad Muckster. Bad.
10,000 of them a year at the jail.
That was
Yeah.
good.
That warrant said served. That means that it was property of the clerk's office. That means that it was public record.
That's what it was. It was when Chris was about to get arrested. Kiser announced it, and JJ said, "That wasn't supposed to be released yet."
You know, when it comes to a lot of these news agencies, I send out mudshot citations, bond decisions daily. I mean, it's not a uncommon thing, but I think it just creates a good narrative for somebody to say, well, they know each other. JJ goes on his show. He's getting all his information from him. Well, for starters, if somebody's not booked into jail, for starters, I can't give you any paperwork because damn, I don't have it. I mean, that's just common sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a good example. Let's say your criminal summons that I saw that you posted last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a warrant. You don't get arrested on a criminal summons. That goes all the way back to that 1998 case. You remember this? Whenever he was sitting over in the Hardin County Detention Center beside the jailer, he showed the jailer that piece of paper, and the jailer said, "Wait a minute. This is a criminal summons. This isn't an arrest warrant. You was never arrested on this, so the jail won't have your fingerprints. The jail won't have any paperwork. The jail won't have a booking sheet on you."
Yep.
So here we are in 2024. You've got a criminal summons in your hand. The jail won't have no fingerprints. The jail won't have any paperwork. The jail won't have a copy of your criminal summons because it don't pertain to the jail.
Exactly. So it's like I said, it's always one drawn out freaking con job.
So
Everything with every video they do is just one drawn out pre-planned digression.
So if I wanted a copy of something like that, you know how I would get it?
I would imagine the clerk's office.
I have to request it just like you or anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, and with all due respect to JJ here, is, before this happened with me and him becoming friends, I already was able to gain receipts for the things that we were working on, and one doesn't necessarily have to do with the other. But, like I said, I've never accused that moron of anything that I haven't got receipts for. Every time. And I'm telling y'all, Saturday, I'm kind of glad that he's out, JJ, because I want to see him respond to the live stream we're going to have Saturday. And the receipts that were sent to me today and yesterday, oh my sweet Jesus, it's gonna be good, guys. And like I said, I'll tell y'all what, tomorrow night, I promise I know we got way off track with this idiot getting out, at the last minute, and I apologize for us having to go a second audible in a week on this freaking moron. And I will make that up to y'all tomorrow night. I promise. JJ, I appreciate you coming up, buddy.
Yeah, shoot. Sorry I was late, but now I'm actually glad
you're good.
Now I'm actually glad I logged on. I finally got educated on what went on, and I'll have to go back and watch some video later on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I hope everybody, well, Captain Happy, I can be quite persistent. But yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking. Thank you for saying that, Michael Wyatt. I have a surprise for y'all that comes out in 23 minutes. In 23 minutes, a video drops on our channel here. And it was earlier today. You actually get to see a frauditor meet Mr. Sparky. So y'all make sure y'all watch that. And Alan Hunt, I tell y'all what, Alan Hunt, first thing in the morning, I'll have a community post up on whether we're going to or not, and I'll have it scheduled as soon as I can. I'm waiting on a couple of phone calls to come in from the Meade County area, whether we're going to be able to have some people there or not. So, yeah. Actually, it's 22 minutes now, MC. But no, I will let everybody know. And JJ, I hope you have a great night, brother. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks a bunch. Y'all have a good night, too.
Absolutely. And everybody, please have a great night. Be safe. Don't fraud it. And we'll catch y'all tomorrow, guys. It's Wrangler. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Have a good one.
Oh, hug my nuts, Kiser.
I gotta say something before we do anything else.
All right.
Mitch came in. Yeah, I don't go for, people are always saying, hey, I love all you people. I love all you people. I mean, that's overdoing the thing.
Yeah.
Mitch is here, and I love this guy. He's the best.
This looks like Vegas Vips. Who's Mitch?
Old guy Mitch. He said hello in there.
Oh, old guy. Yes, he was on.
He's on
Tats,
Eli a lot.
Yeah, he was on Tats earlier today. Oh, that one kind of out of control with all that flat Earth stuff. I'm like, what the hell? Vegas wants to share a video with us, so we're going to have a moment of Vegas type Zen.
So how much has Kiser made in his damn live stream, damn YouTube channel over the months, and as a lifetime history. Let's take a deep dive. Yeah. Okay, so Kiser has done about 50 live streams over the past 6 months, and I reckon in each live stream he makes a minimum from his brain dead cult followers $100 in super chat money. So we take the $100 from each one of those 50 live streams. $100 times 50, we get $5,000. We get 5 big ones, everybody. So Kiser has made a minimum of $5,000 off his dang darn live stream, cult followers, super chat, YouTube money. Those are some serious Kiser dollars, if you know what I'm saying here, guys. So Kiser has made a minimum of $5,000 off his live streams, people, and it probably is double that. Could be triple, because I've seen some live streams where that boy has literally made $300 from one live stream. I've seen live streams where that lucky SOB has made $300 in one live stream, guys. So I'm just telling you the minimum of what this fraud has made in live stream money, and he is a fraud because he has claimed he is a military veteran. He says he was driving 70 miles an hour down a damn roadway, and he got hit with the flying RPG that came out of nowhere. That doesn't make any dang sense. So he has stolen valor, and he is making these contributions from fraud story, man. He was no military vet, and we all need to call him out on it. And this guy has made at least $5,000 from his darn live streams, guys. So like David Finkel says, the IRS should take a good look into this, guys. Take a good look into this guy. And the thing is, he has some upcoming court dates. And everybody needs to pay attention to those upcoming court dates. Y'all hear me? We need to take a good look into those court dates, because Kiser, you are a wanted man. You have pissed off a lot of people, man, and a lot of people are gonna look into your stuff now, and I hope that this opened the eyes of people how much this guy's really making, because he's making some serious Kiser dollars, and we need to keep an eye on it.
Looks like it's almost over. Now, when that was being narrated, you mentioned my reference to the IRS. Were you creating that live?
Yeah, I just created it like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, wow. 'Cause like David Finkel says, he should, the IRS. I'm like, wait a minute. I just posted that. He got a $100 donation today from someone called Domestic Terror. Anybody know who Domestic Terror is? Well, I guess he's going to get 70 of that, right? I don't know the exact math, but I understand when you give through a sticky, YouTube keeps a cut of that.
I got a donation the other day for like $14, and then I went back, looked at the revenue a couple days later, and I only made $4.50 from it.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
That's what YouTube does.
YouTube getting rich.
They're pimping me out.
I'm thinking when I get a little time on my hands, now I usually have Sundays, Mondays, and part of Tuesdays. 5 hours away from here. I'm thinking about buying a Frauded Wrangler sweatshirt and taking my cameras out to Bluefield, Virginia.
Do it.
Is
Yeah,
that a bad idea? Huh?
that's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I have a
Just see.
I printed out a custom T-shirt that says "I love Kimmy Wrangler." I'm gonna show it on my channel in a couple days.
Depending on what definition of love you're using, a lot of people do. Wow. I saw that Chris was getting released. I immediately knew if I went to Fraud at Wrangler's channel, he'd be sniveling about it. And sure enough, he was. Someone asked if he was crying. I can't really call it crying because he didn't have tears, but he was bitching. He was whining. He was sniveling. He's a big old sniveler.
You know, the thing with Kiser, he's pissing off this Chris guy to such an extent. You know, that Chris guy strikes me as a person that if you piss him off enough, he'll come and get you. You know, I mean, in my
I,
opinion, he looks like the type of guy he'll drive over to your town and
I,
you know he'll if you piss him off enough.
I'm sure in a Kiser versus Chris fight, it'd be a 2-hit fight. Chris would hit Kiser. Kiser would hit the ground. But I don't think Chris would do that. In fact, Chris is noticing JJ because JJ's the jeller and JJ's been speaking out a lot of bullshit about him. But since I've been following this whole thing, I haven't seen Chris or Tiffany on a live stream or a video mention Kiser. I may be wrong because I can't watch all the videos and all the live streams, but you know they're talking about Meade County. They're talking about the folks who came out there dressed up like pickles and stuff like that. The known faces from the racial tensions in Louisville over the Breonna Taylor thing. But I haven't seen Chris and Tiffany mention on a live stream or a video Kiser. So he's there looking for a reaction. I don't think he's. I think all that's in Kiser's head. I could be wrong.
You know, someone actually told me that every time Kiser calls up Chris, Kiser's voice is like like it sounds like he's shaking. Because behind the scenes, I really think that Kiser is a true coward, and online online he's big and tough and everything. He puts on a show, but behind the curtains, he's terrified, like really terrified of this Chris guy.
There's a lot of fear going through his mind. They're reopening the investigation to the murder. He's got 5 felonies over his head. Well, he knows what his followers are capable of, so therefore he has fears of what other followers are capable of when people speak out about Kiser. It's links. I don't know which show this is rebroadcast on, but Don Henry says, I love pickles. Anyone who doesn't know the story behind the pickle thing, when Sheriff's Deputy Whited went after Chris and Tiffany for having cameras in when they were getting some documents, Tiffany said, you're going to be in a pickle, because he did cross the line. He did use a unnecessary excessive force. And she said, you're going to be in a pickle. And they took that and ran with it. And now they've sexualized it. And they stalk them wearing pickle things. And if you watch Kiser's streams, you'll see everyone posting pictures of pickles and making all kinds of pickles. Most of them have been sexualized. But this is the juvenile level that Kiser and his clan, no pun intended, okay, cult. That's the level they're on. Yeah, and I get it. When we're picking on someone, we do kind of stoop a little bit, but they've been going on and on and on about pickles over this one, you're going to be in a pickle reference.
You know, I was thinking while I was watching that, I'm glad Kiser is such an idiot. Because, I mean, he does have like 6,000 subscribers. But I think if he wouldn't use all these stupid nicknames and childish shit, more people might take him serious. So I'm glad he stays stupid.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. I'm also glad that his channel's growing, because he is going down. I don't know if it's tomorrow. I don't know if it's next year. He is going down. He's going down hard. And when he does, I want him to have a huge, huge audience when that happens. Yeah,
Don
I
didn't
don't
know
know
the
which.
pickle story. He did. I think he
sorry?
didn't know the pickle story.
I see that this is linked to at least your place and Vegas's place. I don't know who all's watching and how familiar you are with Kiser.
Oh, you can see that I'm restreaming it. It shows like an icon or something.
Well, you said you were, and when I look at the top of my screen, I see a check mark by my name, a check mark by M, which I believe that's an abbreviation for Muckster, and a check mark by V, which I'm pretty sure it's you. But there's three of us, and there's only three of us on the panel right now. Someone else could stream it by sniping it, like I just did with Kiser, but I don't know. I wouldn't see that from here. No.
Well,
Oh, okay.
Nobody's watching. I was going to say nobody's watching on mine except for a sock that I put there just so I could see what it was looking like.
Oh, okay. I don't know who
by the
Don
way-
Harry is. Go ahead.
By the way, there's a bunch of us. There's a bunch of us, including myself. We know exactly where Kiser lives.
Is it Oklahoma or is it Alabama?
So
I've heard both. It is Oklahoma. Okay.
Bethany.
I
Oklahoma.
thought so. For anyone watching who doesn't know who Kiser is, I would highly recommend going to, am I on the right, showing the right thing? What's her name? Shiz Happens. There's a channel out there called Shiz Happens, and she's got a video called The Dark Side of the Tube. That's where I started finding out stuff about Kiser. I first heard about him when he went after Vegas Vips for one of Vegas's videos. And okay, he's watching from years, Vegas. But if you go to the Shiz channel, Shiz Happens, you can read this and get a pretty big outline of him. Two other channels, if you want more information on him, is Master Sergeant Retired. He does a live every Thursday called Throat Punch Thursday. He's shit hot on Stolen Valor. Part of Kiser's story is Stolen Valor. I'm pissed off at him about the murder. Stolen Valor, I have mixed emotions about. A lot of people embellish. Even people who really are veterans do tend to embellish. And if you really want to have fun with it, where's Stone Vet on this? There's a guy named Stone Vet. He's also all up on, well, maybe I couldn't find a domestic terror. Stone Vet, I know I'm subscribed to him, but I got so many subscriptions, I have a hard time finding them. The channel is called Stone Vet, and he also does lives and videos, mostly around Kiser. He also does video shows with some of his friends. Sometimes they critique movies and stuff. I don't know if you followed me or Muckster, you might have seen us try to critique some songs earlier today. Actually, a few weeks ago, we tried West Wing, but we totally screwed the pooch on that. No, I'm sorry. Muckster screwed the pooch. I did fine. It was all Muckster's.
Well, you have a girlfriend. I got to screw something.
Oh. Okay. But I would highly recommend, if you're curious about Kiser and don't want him to get money from YouTube, watch one of the snipes. My snipe, Stone Vet snipe. Stone Vet has fun with it. And Master Sergeant Retired, he really digs down. He got the DD-214s, and some other folks did too. But and Wally. I forgot about Wally. Wally's not 24/7 on Kiser, but where is he? Where'd you guys hide Wally? There he is. Wally does he does all kinds of stuff, but the one that really relates to the Kiser is called The Chronicles of Kimmy. It was streamed about 2 weeks ago. It's on his live tab. And it's actually this guy's a friggin' genius. Don't ever piss this guy off, especially if you're an internet troll. But okay, I digress. I move. I talk too much. That was for anyone who doesn't know what's going on with Kiser. Stolen valor, murder, 5 pending felonies, and spends all his time critiquing other people's videos.
Would it be appropriate for me to tell
No,
Vips?
it's not appropriate for you to strip.
Well, that's never appropriate. I get paid to put my clothes back on. To tell Vips what I said about him when we were talking that day?
I don't know, but I don't see you as.
Well, I just
I don't know which one.
Well, I think
Yeah.
and you know, he obviously has people watching this. Just, you know, I just wanted to say to you, Vips, we were talking the one day, and I mentioned to Finkel, and I think somebody else might have been there at the time. I said, I gave you some really harsh criticism not long ago, and you took it like a man. And I just wanted to say, I thought a lot of you for that.
Ooh. Not Ura. Yeah. I do. We all have flaws, and Vegas. I point out that you goof around a lot, and maybe sometimes too much with all of these sock puppets. But yeah, one thing we can say about you is you'll take the criticism. You won't get all butthurt about it, like like Kiser would. Oh my God, we will pay you $10,000 to save our particular spec.
Okay. Now you asked for it.
Yeah. People do get sensitive, but we're all flawed, and I actually like it when people demonetized. We have to be monetized to be demonetized. I forgot what my point was. It must have been a lie.
You know, did he say? Didn't Kiser say something about, or somebody else in there asked about sending videos to the judge?
I think I did, but I was focused a lot on putting them down, so I missed the details of that.
I was thinking if they would do that, if his cult members would do that, hopefully they'd say, well, I saw this on this channel, because there'd be nothing that would piss a judge off more than getting 1,000 stupid emails from people about something on YouTube, and that could backfire on them real big,
Oh yeah, especially if the judge sees which channel pointed that out.
Yeah, what side they're coming from.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was it? I think it was Stonevet. I have to go back through when I have some time. Someone mentioned not Master Sergeant retired, but some other retired law enforcement from the military got a hold of Chief Deputy Whited and opened his eyes to both Kiser and JJ. I'm hoping that's real, because that shit needs to fall apart. I really think so. Digging a hole deeper and deeper. I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
That's what I was just going to mention.
DT1. Okay, you're wrong. I have to go back. Demonetized. Oh, wrong that I'm demonetized. So what does he say when Meade County gets told to write the big check? I don't know, but I don't really. I'm not really following. It might be easier to follow if you join the stream and talk live, because sometimes I don't notice the comments in the stream until 3 or 4 conversations later. Anyone's welcome, as long as you don't porn bomb me. Don't. What does it just say? Don't send your nudes to internet dudes. 3 of us are internet dudes, so don't send us your nudes. No one's going to join?
Are we talking too much for you, Vegas? You're putting all your answers in chat.
Now he's restreaming, so he may actually be in 2 places at once.
Okay, yeah.
He wants to, but he can't. Okay, well, okay if you can't. Well,
I think if I saw Kiser inside of a grocery store. Let's say I move to Oklahoma, and I'm at the grocery store, and go down an aisle, and then I look and I recognize Michael Kiser in the flesh. I wouldn't confront him at all. I would just start recording him, and then just upload it to YouTube. Maybe I probably wouldn't want to confront the guy. David
I think
Finkel, yourself, do you think you would confront him at all, or just start recording him?
well, recording in his mind is confronting him. He's a victim if you point a camera at him. So that would be a good idea, but I don't know if I can keep my passions in control. I don't have much Vulcan in me. I do try. I hope that I'm wrong, but I think I'd just start throwing punches at the motherfucker. Yeah.
And
Not because of his stolen valor, not because of his constant lies on YouTube, but because of the murder. The cold-blooded murder, the cold-blooded execution-style murder for what? A PlayStation, some pills? A good veteran is no longer with us. His family no longer has him because of that. And once that thought crossed my mind, I think I would be heading towards jail.
Oh, by the way, I heard a rumor that the family of Donald Cameron Jr. actually watches Fraud at Wrangler just to keep tabs on him.
I think they're following a lot of these channels. I don't know, family, friends, somebody, but the first couple times I brought up Kiser after watching Master Sergeant and Shiz, I'd see comments like, "Thank you for covering this." And I don't know who the people are, but I'm imagining these are people who probably knew Mr. Cameron personally.
So, if you did beat the crap out of him, I hope somebody like Vips is there to record it, and we put that video up. I think we could GoFundMe your entire legal fee.
All right. I really don't know how I'd react, and I don't mean it as a threat. I just mean it as a weakness in my ability to restrain my passions. If my mind goes to he thinks he's a victim of the cameras pointing at him, I might be able to just record him. But if once my mind goes to the murder, I don't know how I would control myself.
I think that a video like that of someone beating up Kiser I think it would hit 1 million. Because the big channels like Long Island Audit, they actually know about Kiser, but they never talk about him. They'll never bring him up, but they know for sure about him.
There's good reason for that. There's a couple schools of thought. One is the more we talk about him, the more people go check him out and subscribe. And once you subscribe, what is he called? An algorithm? the AI in YouTube sees that you were subscribed to him, and when somebody buys 20 Fraud at Wrangler memberships, it assigns it to people who were at least subscribed long enough to enter the chat. And once you become a member, you see the members only stuff, and people get more interested. I honestly believe that the people will talk about him, myself, Stone Vet, Shiz, Wally, Master Sergeant Retired, you. I think when people see that, they're like, who's Fraud at Wrangler? Who's Kiser? And they go check him out, and then they end up going down the rabbit hole. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, I think we are sending him views unwittingly. Well, actually, I'm aware of it, but and I struggled with this. Around New Year's, I made a New Year's resolution that I was going to stop talking about him. I got to thinking about it, my passionate hatred for it, and I'm thinking, actually, the more people who watch him regularly are aware of when he goes down, because he is going down. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The more people who see that will, they'll be aware of what a piece of shit he is, and those who actually like him, the WCMs, the Wrangler cult members, they may wake up and realize what idiots they were for following him and sending him $2 stickies and $100 stickies and buying 50 Fraud at Wrangler memberships. People are spending a lot of money on this asshole, and they're going to realize, oh, he is a killer. Oh, he is a felon, a repeat felon. He's a career felon. But I think those who know about him and don't, they're under the school of thought is don't talk about him because that is doing bad. It's giving him more view counts, and more view counts means more money while he's living in mama's basement and maybe able to pay mama rent, maybe pay Kimmy back for the computer she bought him. I don't know. I'm sounding kind of
video. That video that you played earlier that I brought up. Thanks for playing that video. But I mentioned that he gets like $100 per live stream, and that's just minimum. That's starting. That's baseline for him. I've seen some people send him like $100 super chats, and those super chats kept on coming throughout his live stream.
Tonight he got
there's some live
$100.
streams. There's some live streams out there of his that he's made. I want to say excess of $500. There's some live streams out. So the video that I had that you played, that's just starting 5K over the past months or whatever, starting 5K, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's made upwards of maybe 12,000, 15,000 on the high end, but
You're
I
you're
wouldn't be
monetized, right?
surprised.
You're monetized, right? Am I on mute? Vegas, you there?
What happened?
You're breaking up. Let me see.
He
I
was
can
saying
join.
he was asking. He said you're monetized, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what his follow-up question was going to be, though.
I'm going to test something. Okay. I'm going to. Yeah, you got a $sign. So if I send you boo and $10, how much of that $10 do you get?
$7.
$7. Okay. If nobody gives any stickies, how much do you get for going live?
I have no idea.
The first time someone was restreaming me and I saw one of these, I'm like, how'd you do that? I'm not monetized. All the linked chats come to my chat. That's kind of funny. Well, you owe me a $7 cup of coffee. I'm just kidding. What was my point? So if you, I mean, you said just for going live he gets $100 or something. Is that based on his audience level, or? That's a good point, Don Henry.
Say that again.
I was if you go live and don't get any stickies, to get $100, how many viewers do you have to have?
I'm not sure about this. Right? I'm not sure about the stickers or whatever.
Huh?
But I know the super chats. It's 30% cut YouTube takes.
30%. Okay. Well, you're saying before people give him stickers, he's making money just by going live and having an audience. I don't know what the math is there, but
oh yeah, he makes money off the live streams as well. I'm not sure about the revenue from that, but just from the super chats alone that he gets.
Oh, you're just going off the super chats and the membership.
I'm just going off the super chats. The super chats he makes like $100 in super chat money per live stream minimum, from what I've seen. And he's done about 50 live streams or more.
I'm seeing something here on my yard. We call this StreamYard chat. I see that my $10 sticky has a little link icon next to it. Right. But over on your channel, it doesn't. Oh, that's your channel. I wonder if it would show on my channel. I guess when you see Kimmy Wrangler donate 5 frauded Wrangler memberships, I wonder if that's really costing them any, or is that really a sub account of his? I don't know. I think part of the memberships is a gimmick to get people to come back.
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
that's another thing. That's another thing. He's doing that to gain subs. He's gifting those
yeah.
memberships to gain
Yeah.
subs. So that's a good idea. Actually, I mean, if if my channel was a little bit bigger, I would do the same thing. Start
Yeah.
gifting the hell out of these memberships
If,
and get
if, if I'm
subscribers that way.
if I'm a joined member and you go live, I get an alert, and therefore I'm bored. I'm curious. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what else to do with my life, so I go see what this is all about. And I think that's part of the gimmick. I could
Well,
be
yeah,
wrong.
you figure like with her doing that, sure, YouTube takes a piece of it, but then they're getting a portion back. So what
Yeah.
what it does with the extra revenue then that it generates, yeah, it's worth them to put money out for those memberships and stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, uh, if I was monetized, I could give memberships without costing myself any money. And I
Oh, okay.
suspect that if I use my political Finkel channel to give myself memberships, it would also be free. And I'm thinking if Kimmy Wrangler is a sub account of Fraudit Wrangler,
Yeah, then it.
is that part of the gimmick? And his audience thinks, oh, his wife's paying money. And I don't know. I'm speculating about things I really don't know, but I do know this. He calls frauditors because he thinks they're lying and making money off of it. And a lot of us that he calls frauditors aren't even monetized. You can't give me a $10 sticky if you wanted to. I don't have a what do you call it? A Cash App linked to my account. I don't have memberships.
And even most of the guys out there that are monetized, the
Mhm.
vast majority are like VIPs. You know, they might be getting a little back, but it's not like, you know,
Right.
he's out there getting $100,000 a year or something, you know?
I'd be surprised if even some of the small people my size, if they were monetized, it's probably not enough to pay for the cameras and the software. I got 6 working body cams. I'm not counting the ones that have broken. I've got 3 cameras, 3 handheld cameras. Oh, the goggles. I go through them real easy because they're like $200 each, and just a little bit of moisture, and they're screwed. And I've been through 6 or 8 pairs of those. So I'm waiting for someone to say, "You owe me a cut of your profits." I'm like, "How about 100%?" Okay, 100% of negative. Count up all the cameras I bought and all the software I bought, and oh yeah, the StreamYard cost me money. I'm like, okay, 100% is negative whatever, so you owe me. That'd be an interesting
I'll,
discussion.
I'll give you double what I got just for you to go away.
It's amazing. While I'm sniping Kiser, I have 7 viewers. Now that we're not sniping him, I got 12. People hate this motherfucker.
Well, it's probably Vips's people coming over to watch.
Oh,
him.
that's true. I guess if they're watching on Vips or yours, does it shows my view counts? I don't know.
I don't know.
Sounds like we're running out of things to talk about.
Well, we need a new subject.
That's another. You're talking to Vips about what you said, both after he left the stream and what you told him later on, directly. One of the funny things I'm seeing out there, and I'm not just talking about Kiser, I'm talking about a lot of folks, auditors, anti-auditors, musicians, all kinds of folks. They seem to have thin skins, and it's funny. If you say something about them after they left the stream, they come back later and said, "You said this behind my back." Oh, air of transparency is a big one. He's been kind of going back and forth with Tats, and he'll say, "Tats said this behind my back." I'm like, wait a minute. He's saying it on a live stream or on a video that you have access to. How is it behind your back when We all know you're
Oh,
watching
yeah,
every
yeah.
minute of every. Yeah, people. Yeah, they get that camera out of my face.
I was just thinking of a guy I knew when I was a volunteer fireman for a few years,
Hmm.
and there was a guy at the fire hall that he loved to do this. This would be he'd go, "Hey Finkel, you know, I heard that Vips is running around with so and so's wife," and
Yeah.
and you'd go, "Oh, really? Well, I don't know anything about it." And then he'd go to Vips and he'd go, "Hey Vips, you know what Finkel told me?" And he'd put it on you then. He used,
Yeah.
the talking around behind the back thing, but he would make it up and say that then you were the one talking. It was just a weird kind of a thing.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. This is streaming on 3 channels. One is David Finkel, and the name of that channel is David Finkel. It's also streaming on Osceola Muckster, and the name of that is Osceola Muckster. If you want to see the lives, you go to the live tab. If you want to watch produced videos, you go to the video tabs. And this is also on Vegas Vips, right? And if you want to watch it on Vegas Vips channel,
Well,
you're probably
I think
already on
Dawn. I
one.
think is Dawn on. Dawn is on Vips now, aren't you, Dawn?
Okay, so you already know this one. Yeah, okay. So you're watching here on Vegas VIPs, who also does edited videos. He does a lot of auditing stuff. I do in warmer weather. I'm a big old pussy, so I don't do it in the winter because I'm just brittle boned and old. But yeah, to answer your question, it's Vegas Vips. It's Osceola Muckster. And it's the greatest, the best, the handsomest David Finkel. I hope that answers your question. And how do I turn
I
that?
was gonna do a First Amendment video today, but it was raining, and yesterday as well. I was gonna go out and do a video, but it's raining in Vegas lately.
Rain kept you out of the catching. Oh, you wuss. Well, to be fair, rain can screw up some of the camera equipment. Especially my goggles, very sensitive. Just a drop. It's a drop in the wrong place, and $200 flushed down the toilet. My weather app has to be very clear that it's going to be very dry that day for me to wear those suckers, because I've sunk too much money on those. My body cams, they take a beating. Let me get one of my body cams. All right, these. Can you see this? This is a Cam Pro. These things, you can throw them, and they're impenetrable. You can drop them in water. There's just. I have a black carpet. I'm never going to find that thing. Yeah, they can take some abuse. Now my regular camcorders. Actually, this is a Canon. This is one of the nicer ones. Although the battery power on this wasn't very good, so I got a better one. Oh yeah, there it is. All right. This was $600, and it's not my first one. I think this was rebuilt. I think it was like $400. You get someone out there who does this a lot, they're spending a lot of money. So call me a grip. I'm sorry.
If you can put a monetary value on all the money you've spent on this hobby, First Amendment auditing, what would you value that at? What monetary figure would you put all of including like gas money and the cameras and the time you spent?
I even think about gas and tolls and cameras and body cameras and software, editing software. I bought 3 edited. I bought Movavi, and then I bought a newer version of Movavi, and in between I bought some other. I couldn't figure it out. Once you learn one, it's really hard to teach yourself another one, because you're like. So I'm stuck with Movavi now. Even if it's not a good one, it's just what I know. off the top of my head, I would really have to sit down and do an Excel spreadsheet and add it all up and look at my receipts. I'm going to guess about $5,000 in the last 3 years that I've spent on it. Just on having YouTube channel and posting the videos that I create and edited and drove to, and yeah.
Yeah, I have to say I've spent at least maybe half of that, maybe 2,500, just on gas,
Yeah.
camera gear, all the.
Oh,
all
I
that
forgot
stuff.
to add. This was a lot of people use these things.
What's that?
This is a cell phone. It's an iPhone. This is an iPhone 12. I did have an iPhone 7, but I was out one day and I wasn't out to audit. I was just out. And these aren't just a camera, they're also sunglasses. Oh, the dash cams too. Oh yeah, I'd probably kill myself if I saw how much I've spent. But I'm out one day, and I was at the car dealer dropping my girlfriend's car off for maintenance, and I walked down to a local shopping center looking for a restaurant. Didn't find anything I liked, so when I'm walking back, I walk past one of these vape shops, which I'm totally unconscious of. And while I'm walking, I'm just, because I'm in the market for a car myself, and I'm looking at different cars. And then when I get past the parking area and I'm almost all the way back to the car dealer, I hear someone yell something, and I turn back and I see this punk kid yelling at me about looking at his car. I'm like, well, which one's yours? And then I turn it on. This is going to be interesting. And when I went back to him to see what the hell he was yelling about, he's just like, don't be looking at my car, you welfare motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, which one's yours? I'll make sure I look at it much closer. And I started looking at various cars, trying to get a reaction out of them. And I figured out the one he was talking about was the one, it was like 86 degrees out. There were two kids bouncing around inside it. I'm like, oh, you're afraid someone witnessed you leaving kids in a hot car. Okay, all right, it was a sunny day. And well, anyway, he's starting to threaten me. And I said, I'm recording this.
Vips.
Oh, he's not listening anymore? Ah. Well, I'll tell you the story, and Vips can watch it later.
He might still be listening on his channel. So
I said, well, I'm recording this, and you've threatened me several times, and that's not going to be good for you. And I pulled out my phone. He thought, when I said I'm recording it, he thought I was talking about my phone, and he grabbed my iPhone 7 and ran. And I haven't seen my iPhone 7 since. So that's why I have an iPhone 12. That was about 2 years ago.
you didn't have Find My iPhone on it?
Pardon?
You didn't have the Find My iPhone set up for it?
No, which I do now. I do now. In fact, I've set up my work iPhone to be on the same account. So if one phone's taken and the other's not, it's also on my iPad. And it turns. Oh, you got one too.
I was going to say, and I upgraded to this just for the camera.
Oh, for the camera. Well, if you're going about being out there upsetting people with your camera activity, I wouldn't do this unless you have a spare phone laying around, because
well, I have a gimbal, so that makes it a little harder to grab.
I didn't realize how much of our lives are on these things until one came up missing for me. That was a pain in the ass getting everything back, turning off all my banking apps and credit card apps. And yeah. Oh, that's another thing too. Now, if you set it up right, if this thing's stolen, you can remotely wipe it. Okay, you got it. You turn it off. I don't know when you're going to turn it back on, but next time it comes on, the data will be wiped. When I told the police about it, they were pretty sure he grabbed it for the purpose of depriving me of it, not that he was going to use it. Kids these days, iPhone 7, that was probably a piece of shit for him. There's actually 8 people still watching. Does anybody want to come up and have a conversation? We can trash Kiser. We can trash Finkel. We can trash